What's up, everybody? Hopefully, y'all can hear me, child. Wait a minute, y'all can. Okay, I think y'all can. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is Carlotta, and I am just here giving y'all some we talking hot topics. Last night, I gave y'all a Chris Brown review. I slept on it, and I may talk about it a little bit more. You know what? I'm really there. There were certain parts I after I seen Chris Brown last night. There were certain parts I really loved again. I was like, wow, it was kind of dope on that, So yeah, but I think I gave my commentary in the best way I could last night. You guys didn't hear the review, the Chris Brown, my thoughts on Chris Brown's Breezy Bowl. You can listen to the show. It should be up for a little while on here, so you guys can check that out. Okay, man. How's my day been going? Why am I so early this morning? Well, I had a doctor's appointment early this morning. I had to check, I had to take a COVID test because I woke up this morning with a scratchy throat. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, no, I can't be having problems this week. This is my class. This is my first class meeting for my playwright class. And I'm like, no, 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 no. And thank God it wasn't COVID. It's my allergies acting up. So if you guys hear me coughing and stuff, it's my allergies. I'm trying to get over it. Everything. Listen, my doctor's super proud of me. I'm on my journey. I'm on my ish. That's all I can tell y'all right now. I'm gonna have a discussion with y'all later on about what my journey's been. But for now, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But listen, you guys, keep me in your prayers and everything like that. It's just I feel really great today. Okay, I do. I feel like I've had a wonderful day. Okay, so do I have a it's a word for you this morning? At first, I did not. But then I was just thinking today, that it's a word today for you guys. And I hope you guys can take it as, you know, as well as you can. I mean, whatever. But I'm going to play this lady today. I heard this African lady say something. It's for the single ladies out there that you can use about not desiring to become a wife. I agree with some of what she said, but I'll tell you my take on it too. Um, she said becoming the best version of yourself. And I love that. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But my it's a word kind of ties into it a little bit. Um, I am going through this time in my life. I just went through a very I've been going through this journey the last 10 years of my life. I've been looking at life very differently. What my time, everything. But this last few years, I mean, I've been putting a pedal to the metal. I understand things a little bit better. I'm starting to understand so many things. Um, what I want to encourage you guys to do is don't be afraid to grow and possibly outgrow your environments. Do not let environments keep you wrapped up. You may have to get radical about shit. You know what I'm saying? You may have to get I realized I was going to have to get radical. I'm still in the midst of trying to tell myself I have to do radical shit because it's hard. When I talk to my friends who got it going on, like, they be good, they be and they be saying stuff and it be sounding mean, but they about that life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not that, like, one of my friends said, well, you can't be afraid of not being liked. I don't really know what that's about. I mean, you know what? I mean, she said, I got a lot of people don't like me. And usually that's not a thing for me, but certain people, I have this fear of losing certain things and everything. But I have just come to the point. She was like, one of my friends was like, when you come to the point of understanding like your time, understanding, and she said, and just letting all the things that have happened to you work for you towards your highest good, you will do what you need to do. And it's not going to be an easy task sometimes. Meaning that it won't be easy in that you may have to let some people, you know what, actually it will be, because when you get to that point of of where you know you have to make your environment, you can't stay comfortable, and you have to make others uncomfortable with you not being comfortable. That's when you're at that point. You're at this point of, everything is going to feel for you like a tower when you're in the midst of growing. Meaning that I know on the tarot cards they have, when people are in the midst of transformation or change, they have this. I always talk about this. They have this card they show called the tower card, and people are flying out the window and everything. It looks crazy, explosions and stuff like that. But what it means is that life is life, and everything's going to be different. But this is a good transformation. And that you may be in the midst of something, it just may be going crazy for you. You're not sure where your future is. You're not sure what's what. You're not sure if this is the right thing to do. You're not sure what's going on, but you got to trust your gut. You got to trust who you are. And it may not be comfortable for others to watch this growth or development happen to you or for you. But you got to be okay with that, because if it's for you, you know it's for your highest good. You can't let anybody stop your journey. And that's what I want to say to y'all today. It's, excuse me, be okay with outgrowing everything around you. It's okay. It is really, when I was talking to this friend the other day, she was saying, we were talking, she said, really, nothing is, you don't really have to make hard choices. Life, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, things will just come to a conclusion. I said, oh, sus. She is like, things will come to a conclusion, baby. You ain't got to do a damn. When you are coming, you don't got to say, you really ain't got to cut your family members. You ain't really got to cut your friends. You ain't got to make it a point to do it, because things will come. You ain't got to cut friends off. You ain't got to cut family. You ain't got to cut relationships, friendships, any of that off. Things will come to a conclusion in your life when you're moving in the journey and the direction you are supposed to go. It's just going to naturally come to a conclusion. I was telling my person, I said this week, my good friend, I was saying to her, the one that told me everything's going to naturally come to a conclusion. I said, I'm getting to the point where there's certain things I can't stand. I can't stand to hear, like, now I'm getting so where I used to I take the time and with people and hear their sad stories. Now I've always been to the point, but now I'm really to the point. I'm like, let's get this going. Here's my thing to you, and this is, I'm going to only say it once. I'm not going to say it again. And I wish you the best, because I can't be drained by your stuff. Here's what it is. And I was just telling her, it has made me very impatient. I saw a situation and I saw certain thing going on, and I was like, you know what? And I was so perturbed by it. And I was like, but it's not your situation to solve. And I just removed myself from it, the negative energy of it, because I was like, I can't be around it without, making the people uncomfortable. So I had to make a decision to remove my energy out of certain environments, like out of that environment. It's like, I don't have time to sit around and, pity part. I just can't do it. I am so on a mission. Okay. I am trying my best, and it's hard. Some mornings I wake up, cause I'm going through, you know what I'm saying? We going through the menopause, child. And I be waking up. I be in hot sweats. I mean, and I slept half the night. I mean, telling y'all. And so I'm fighting, literally, to keep the beat going, okay? But you got to. Sometimes you got to, okay? So I hope y'all get it today. I hope y'all enjoyed this. It's a word. I didn't think I was gonna have one, but I feel like somebody somewhere need to hear that. Sometimes you're gonna have to fight for your people. There's a song. Well, there's a song on TikTok they've been playing called what is it? Oh, I just heard it let me see on TikTok. Let me see if I can let y'all see it. I don't know if I can find it. But there's been a song people have been okay. I'm trying to find it, y'all. I hate when my I'm on the wrong thing. That's why. Okay. Let me go and so you guys can I want to you guys to hear this. Maybe this and I related to the song. I was like, you know what? Great song. Okay, let me see if I can find. Uh-huh. Okay. You guys, I'm trying to find it real quick. Uh oh goodness. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, I think I do. I got it. Okay. Uh okay. There's this song that people have been playing on YouTube, I mean TikTok all week talking about and they're saying if you're not trying to add to my peace, don't come around and everything. Such a good song. I said I'm gonna just put this song somewhere. I'm gonna have to download it and make it my song, my encouragement song. So I want you guys to hear it. Hold on, let me see if I can put this out for y'all. Okay, can we? Okay, so y'all can see it. I thought it was really good. Hold on. It's kind of humorous, but I'll let y'all hear. Let's see. See, we can get this on, and then we'll go into these little topics I want to hit up, especially the one about Kelly Price. Okay. Uh, okay. Let me let y'all hear this little song. I think it's really good. Okay. So, uh, okay. Let y'all hear. Okay. Let's start it. Let y'all hear. No negative energy on my ship. I'm giving as much okay, energy as I can give. You niggas got too many needs. Y'all be fucking up my. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get the song for y'all so y'all can hear it all the way. This year, I'm in my flow. Fuck anything that don't help me grow. Fake friends, shiesty hoes. I'm letting all that bullshit go. No negative energy on my ship. I'm giving as much energy as I can give. You niggas got too many needs. Y'all be fucking up my peace. So I'm letting go of the bullshit. And you know what? That's what you gotta do. I love the part when he says when he said you earwords got too many needs. Y'all be fucking up my peace. I can relate. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna end y'all with. That's y'all is a word today. Okay, I'm gonna end y'all with that song. All right. It's time. Excuse me for coughing. I'm having allergies this morning. and I am trying. I'm trying to deal with them. So you guys, but I wanted to get on and talk about Kelly Price today. Kelly, 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 Kelly. Oh Lord. So Kelly Price was online this morning. And, you know, I've been a big fan of Kelly's for years, okay? R&B Divas did kind of change my energy about her, but I was trying to be fair to her because I understand editing, all these things happen, in reality shows, okay? And they always have to have a villain. That's just how reality shows work, right? But Kelly, we had the disappearing thing a few years ago. The people made a big deal out of with Kelly Price. And then now this. And I really have to say something about this. I hate to because I feel like, this was a bad generalization. She's done a money loan. Money was a Mooney loan. And I just feel like it's just an unfair thing to say to black women. So I'm gonna let y'all hear her talking. Um, okay, let me see if I can.
That has never done anything to them because they want to feel whatever and they realize that they will never have to say what they say under a picture or a video of me, something that is nasty and hurtful, and you want to put it there. You do that because you a bitch. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Before I was saved, I was a black girl born and raised on the south side of Jamaica. So let's make that abundantly clear. Okay? That's number one. Number two, to you women activists out here, you DEI hires who can ready to lose your job if you haven't lost it already, because guess what? I haven't lost mine, and I'm not going to lose it. Because while you fighting for somebody in another culture to get your job, God gave me my voice. And yes, black women, you are some of the most nasty, disrespectful people. But any man that I'm letting you have it right now, because ain't nothing you can do about that. And while you looking for a new job, I'm still going to be selling out theaters and venues, looking like a fat slob in clothes that you said that I look nasty in. And my feet are so damn big. And who dressed me? I'm still going to be making my money. I don't even do this, but I'm so sick of black people and their bullshit. I'm saying what I want to say. If you got a problem with what I'm saying, and Lord, pray for me, because I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Okay? I'm not there yet. Black women, you are some of the most nasty, disrespectful people on God's planet Earth. The things that you say about other black women, but you're an activist and you are educated and you are this and you are that and you are the other. I'm letting you have it right. Find yourself, because a degree does not give you class. Find yourself, because a degree ain't going to get your stupid ass into heaven. Find yourself, because being a keyboard thug on social media ain't going to do nothing but get your ass whipped when somebody walk up on you that don't know, that you don't even know is watching you. I said what I said.
Oh God. Okay, first of all, uh, you know, first of all, I don't, you don't know who you're running up on. Let me just say that to people. Sometimes you don't know, you think you're running up on someone. You might be running up on somebody you don't want to, that's not really scared. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's a big thing out here for social media and everything, but I don't know which one of you who have a degree in education was under her comments and said something so horrible to her, but she's on a rampage and trying to paint all black women with that picture. How unfair when that is probably the majority of your audience. Black women are not that. From the beginning, there's always going to be a few people. Black women have the right to criticisms first. They have the right to be. The black people are not the only one that criticizes you. That's mostly your audience. So you hear. That's what you're hearing. And no, it shouldn't be rude. It shouldn't be mean. But people say what they say. But that doesn't give you the right to come on the internet and say, "Black women, you are some of the most foul, disrespectful." You're acting like you're talking to all black women. And we have been so very, listen, wait a minute. Black women have supported you most of your career. When Kelly Price came out, it was mostly black women in those audience. I've been to see Kelly Price, black women in the audience when she was big. It was black women there supporting Kelly Price, talking about how beautiful Kelly Price is. That was not black women being vile and disrespectful. Just because you got a few here and there that got something to say about you, okay. And then to point out people who have lost their jobs because DEI, how do you know that's the person that confronted you on the line? How do you know there's a person that lost their job because of DEI? And to say what you said, really you should get. I'm almost in the thing of people should be really angry about what you said, because what you said is, and you're about to lose your job. And see, I have my voice. And while you're doing this, I'll be selling out. No, you won't. You will not sell out if you continue to bash black women. You will not. You will have to find a whole nother audience or do songwriting, probably from behind the scenes, which you're a great songwriter. But no, it does not give you the right to come on the internet and start bashing all black women. When black women show up at your concerts, them sold out shows you got, sis, I bet the majority of the women that are in the audience are black. The fuck? And even after you show what people thought, you showed your ass on R&B Divas. We all gave you another chance, and we figured, hey, shit, maybe they had Kelly fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they had Kelly fucked up out here because, they do that. They made her the villain of the reality show. Kelly was the villain, no doubt. Kelly was the villain of R&B Divas. Kelly, you were the villain. They made you the villain, even if it was done unfair. But people still supported you, sis. So quit putting these images and energy on black people. I hated it last week when Tyler Perry was talking about on the nigga net and all that stuff. I'm like, motherfucker, the most people that support your films are black people. And the reason they're popular, even when they have people talking about them in a bad light, it's black people talking up, hyping up the show so they can be number one, bad or good. Your biggest support is the black audience. Black people are, you know what? The lie that celebrity has a lot of told, not all of celebrity, but a lot of celebrity has loved to tell us, but we crabs in a barrel. That's bullshit. If we was crabs in a barrel, ain't no way none of you motherfuckers would probably be up the way you are. That's a lot. Most black people in America, there's a 20 to 30% percentile that say, that may be hater. It may be less than that, really. But the majority of black people have been since after slavery, when we were getting in different things in America, whether it's running, athleticism, entertainment. Most black people have cheered other black people on. Cut the bullshit about crabs in a barrel. You guys get up there and do nothing but make your own people look bad and talk over your own people. Your own people and what you get mad about is because people criticize you. You don't know the difference between criticism and haterism. And who cares if the 5 or 10%? The majority of black people, you ain't even got to say nothing. Hey, I got some haters out there. That's all you got to say. You ain't got to even paint the people black. Terrible what she said. I mean, what's this part?
Find yourself, because a degree does not give you class.
What is you mad about people who got a degree? What the fuck? What's going on?
Find yourself, because a degree ain't gonna get your stupid ass into heaven. Find yourself, because being a keyboard thug on social media ain't gonna do nothing but your ass.
Some of these people ain't keyboard thugs, Kelly. Just like you talking shit from your camera, they talking. Some of these people be back they shit. Everybody ain't keyboard thugs now. I see people out here with emojis and everything be saying what they say. Okay, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's no sense in why are you getting so ruffled? What was said under your post that you decided to paint the majority of your audience has Val? And a lot of black people, what we do is I watch the comments. Some of black people get on and say, she ain't lying, or she ain't lying. You like to degrade yourself because you have been told that by these people. You have been told, see, you not treating me right. So I know y'all some of the most vile. No, you're not. Those are lies. Don't agree with her. That's a lie. Kelly Price, if we were some of the most vile and horrible women, you wouldn't have us in the fucking audience. You wouldn't have nobody there. That's a lie. Most black people are most black women are supportive. Kelly Price, when she came out, Kelly Price used to be really like big back in the day. She's lost a lot of weight, but she didn't even get as much flack as Lizzo was getting. Most black people look, and that was because partly how Kelly carried herself and stuff like that. But people never seen something like Lizzo, how Lizzo moved and everything like that. Kelly has gotten nothing but love and encouragement and support from the majority of black women in the community. The only time black people started having a problem with her was R&B divas, and it was the way she was portrayed on R&B divas. And that's what a lot of people are saying under the comments. They saying, "Oh, you one of them." But what's one of them
Right
is
now,
saying stuff
because ain't
like
nothing
this.
you can do about that. And while you looking for a new job, I'm still gonna be selling out theaters and venues, looking like a fat slob in clothes that you said that I look nasty in, and my feet are so damn big, and who dressed me. I'm still gonna be making my money. I don't even do this, but I'm so sick of black people and their bullshit. I'm saying what I want to say.
You won't be making money if black people decide not to come. You'll have to find a new audience. So you talking about black people and they bullshit. A very few small part of black people who said what they said to you, this very small group, you're willing to risk everything you're saying for black. And then you're talking about somebody who lost their job. You DEI hire activists. That's personal shit. That's something personal you got. It sounds like you got going on with somebody else. You don't know if this person. Do you know if the person under your comment was a DEI hire? And what a horrible foul. You sound horrible foul to say something like that to women. Over, what is it? They say over 300,000 people, black women, have lost their jobs. And for you to come on and say, well, I'm going to still be selling out. I'm going to still in my fat this and my fat that. No, direct that to who you directing that to, sis. Don't direct that to all black women and all black people. Because if you are directing it to all black people, well, all black people ain't got to show up at your shit. The fuck kind of funky ass motherfucking attitude is this? And black people, we gotta call it out. We can't let them come on here and start degrading black women and making black women seem like they're not supportive the majority of time, especially of entertainment and entertainers, even when they shouldn't be. Black women take I talked about last night how black women have literally on their own brought back Chris Brown. Literally from the dead. Black women support men in the entertainment industry that they put up there that are huge. They put up these men in these black men in our community, certain black men, not all black men, but they put up certain black entertainers that don't even like black women. And black women support them. No way You're coming on telling this group of women that they're foul and degenerate and this and that, and I'm raised in South Side of Jamaica, and I'm raised in, that's just crazy. uh, a lot of people are saying she just described herself in the comments. We watch R&B divas, girl. We saw you. They got 809 likes. They said the same about her. So next caller, girl, we saw exactly how you acted on R&B divas. You're the pot and the kettle. Dear Black women, they may be a few bad apples out of the bunch, but honey, you are all fabulous. Have a great day. Said this is the legal beauty. It is, and these people are out here trying to put something on you, and they so arrogant in their thought they think they don't need you. She said, "I'ma still be selling out things while you're don't have no job." Oh wow, is that what you think? Oh my god. Curvy Laddie from this is on Hollywood Unlocked, by the way. Said Curvy Laddie said, "Black women are the ones listening to her music the most. So sad she lumped us up in such a negative way. I had nothing but love for her. Most people don't. And even after the bad hit her reputation took after R&B divas, most Black people continue to support you. I don't know what she's talking about. And to talk about people, uh, uh, uh." Talk about people who have lost their jobs is just vile. And black people don't get angry. See, this is how I know you lying about black people. Most of y'all that say these things about black people. Black people don't even get mad enough to cancel you. You should be canceled a little bit for what you just said. You just talked about people who don't got no jobs, who lost their jobs because somebody called you a name and you don't know exactly who it could be somebody with a black avatar, but be a bot or white or somebody else talking about you. You don't know who that is on a computer screen. Another person, the call is coming from inside the house. We watch R&B divas. You are exactly who you speak of at Kelly Price. Wow. You're sure you're gonna sell out arenas after you just cussed your audience? Y'all are hilarious. I mean, yeah. But black women are not gonna take it seriously. Black women are poor Maxwell. Does Maxwell have her on her cruise again? Poor Bay. Bay is messed. Bay like God. Sabrina Claudia, now she on here saying this shit. But you know what? Black people are going to ignore what Kelly Price has to say. And even with something like Maxwell's Cruise, they will be when Kelly Price comes to sing "Has We Lay," we forgot about with her unhinged self as she's acting. People will be right there with her singing. You're not my daddy. You're my man. I'm not the. They people gonna be there singing with her. Okay, they ain't gonna cancel her ass, even though her ass deserves to be checked. After assuming that all black women are vile, disgusting, and losing their jobs, and while you're losing your job, I'm gonna be selling out arenas.
Say, if you got a problem with what I'm saying, and you know, Lord, pray for me, because I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Okay? I'm not there yet. Black women, you are some of the most nasty, disrespectful people on God's planet Earth. The things that you say are
Terrible. Okay. Somebody said, Kelly, just remember you are a black woman. When you're generalizing, be very clear whom you're characterizing and make sure you don't qualify. Somebody said, Kelly, I just woke up. What did I do, sis? I know. Everybody's like, what? Dang, you all are going on her about in these comments about her being on the show. I never watched R&B. She was R&B divas made Kelly Price look so bad, and I'm gonna say R&B divas made you look bad, especially the behavior towards Shantae Moore. It was hideous. I don't know if that was. I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt after that because I understand reality TV can make you look a certain way. But these kind of things that's been going on, saying something like this has just like, man, you know what? Like that's a lot. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be going, I'm supposed I'm going to like Maxwell Cruz. I don't know if I want to see her now calling me vile and disgusting. I didn't even say that. I ain't saying nothing about you. I'm saying something now. But I ain't saying nothing about Kelly Price. Why I gotta be vile and disgusting? Black women, you are the most vile and disgusting. And while you're losing your jobs because of DEI, black women, first of all, DEI didn't hardly. It's mostly white women. DEI, the attack against DEI, and I hope you guys know DEI and affirmative action is all an attack towards white women because that's who benefited from it the most. Black women are losing their jobs for a number of reasons, okay? But not good, in society. Always racism at the forefront. But DEI programs are probably more geared towards white women. Only 4% of black people benefit off of DEI and affirmative action. But Kelly Price on here teasing or mocking someone for losing their job and then saying she's going to be able to sell out arenas and sell out this and that. No, you will not, sis. You're not. If you keep talking to black people like that, see, black people are forgiving. We're so forgiving. These are the lies. The entertainment business. I don't know what a lot of entertainers get up here and tell that lie because they got mad at a black person because of maybe maybe a lot of black people didn't like their album. And black people are straightforward, always have been. Richard Pryor and them used to make jokes about it in their comedy. Said you can't come out and do no bullshit with black people because black people will come get you. Black people will let you know that was some bullshit, baby. The baby that. Now we'll hype you up, but we also know it was what let you know if it wasn't no good. And what happened, what I believe in a lot of the entertainment world is they got sensitive to black people if black people had something to say that they didn't like. And then there started to be, we just like all these crabs in a barrel, No, that's not true. Those are lies. Most black people are highly supportive. If they were not, you would not be where you're at. Most black entertainers would not be where they're at without black people. So stop it. Stop the lie. That is a lie. Black people are not crabs in a barrel. They're some of the most loving, forgiving people, too forgiving. Like I said, Kelly Price gonna be able to get out here and perform after saying all this, and black people gonna be like, well, that's okay. And she literally came on here painting all black women a certain way. That's what we do though in our neighborhoods. Sometimes our lack of activism, our lack of standing up for ourselves causes us to have bad service, bad situations, in the community because you just won't stand up for yourself. Excuse me, you just won't. And so a lot of black people will take this behavior, take it as something. This is how it's supposed to be. Like you will say, well, Kelly is right. We gotta be. No, she's not. She's not right at all. Her majority of her audience are black women listening to her music and her songs. Lies. Kelly, that's not true. Most black women are not vile and disgusting. They're great women who support your career and who have always supported you, who have not held your weight against you or any of that. And people, I remember years ago when Kelly first came out, it was nothing but black women up here upping you, sis, talking about how beautiful Kelly is, beautiful. Kelly is pretty. Even being big, when she was real huge, black people were still, black women in particular. That's what put you up there. How dare you? And I wish we was tough enough that we didn't show up at a few of your shows and let you know how much black people have been good to you. Okay. Somebody said, sad how y'all quick to generalize all black women, yet have grace for the other race of women. That's because what I'm starting to realize is about the uh I do think the entertainment business, and this is not all entertainers, but a lot of entertainers, um, the ones that I've seen over the years. I think that the reason why it's so easy to hate on black people, because black people, you're the foundation. You're the foundation. You're what's needed. Black people are the entertainment power, secretly entertainment power in the United States, especially for music. Black people like it, it's going over, right? The thing is, y'all can't control the finances, right? And so black entertainers are always, not all of them, but a lot of them are always looking for a way to fucking cross over. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they'll be easier on white people, even with their criticism, because they're trying to find a way to cross over, trying to get the white audience, trying to get money. They're they're susceptible to needing finance, and so they'll do anything. Okay, and not all artists, because like even last week, my fave, he was saying, I think it was a few weeks ago, he was in a show. And he said, keep that pop shit to yourself. That's what Maxwell said. It was so cute. I was like, look at you. How happy. No, he's like cool with me in R&B. Right. So but yeah, they'll be harder. I'm not saying this is Kelly, because Kelly hasn't made a comparison, but just to paint all black women is crazy. They're cutting on her in these comments. They get okay, this is somebody saying, it's Christian Donnell on here saying she called black education career driven women DEI hires, just like certain president, and some of y'all are still in the comments like, I agree with her. Isn't that something? That's true. Wow. That shit. Somebody said, not this message in a bonnet. I knew something was off. This lady has said, somebody said, this is why nobody buys her music, seeking out ticket sales where? Maybe a coffee shop. Everything I've said is proven and factual. She hasn't sold records since she left my. Oh, Lord. That's somebody, Calora 4739. Maybe calling out your internet trolls is more accurate. Black women, for the most part, have no clue what you're babbling about. Somebody says she's a Trump supporter. Black people, y'all got to quit taking politicians and politics. Politics is personal, but politicians are not. Okay, y'all was hating on George Bush until he gave Michelle some candy and was flirting with Michelle. Okay, y'all are too personally attached to politicians. All politicians have their part they play, and you can't be friendly with none of them. That's just like y'all see Jasmine Crockett up there and sounding like y'all and doing this and that. And y'all like, she's a sister, yes. How? No, fuck that. She's a politician. And you be like, yeah, sister girl, yeah. What I want to know is what you're doing in Congress, and what is your this and that. What do you do? That it's always should be serious with politicians. It shouldn't be friendly or unfriendly. That is the biggest problem in our politics as Black people. And I believe Black radio has taught you to do that, and other groups that taught you to be personalized. They get these politicians on here, yeah. They have a conversation room like they friends. Y'all with when Kamala Harris was running, aka, who gives a flying crap? It doesn't mean that, oh, that's nice that you're an AKA. Okay, that's nice. Anyway, politically, what do you believe? Blah, blah, blah. It's these, they always want to make you connect emotionally. You should never connect to a politician emotionally. Politicians are some of the most tricky people in the world. That's why you can't connect with them emotionally. I don't connect with Donald. There are some things I like that Donald Trump done. There's certain things I don't. I hate Trump. He's racist. All American presidents have bends towards white supremacy. Not a one, even Barack Obama. You cannot not have it and be president of the United States in America. You guys got to quit that, okay? Uh, but they're getting on Kelly in these comments, okay? Poor, like Kelly, I think Maxwell's gonna fight Kelly Price. Oh my God, this is a mess. Okay, let me let y'all hear what this woman said about do not aspire to be married, instead desire to be a better person, a version of yourself. This is Savvy Radio, so let me let y'all hear this.
I'm sorry. Aspire to making yourself learn more. Aspire to being right person. What's something you should aspire to? I'm sorry. Aspire to making
I'm trying to get y'all to hear this whole thing.
marriage is wonderful if you find the right person, but it is not something you should aspire to. I'm sorry. Aspire to making yourself learn more. Aspire to being able to pay your own bills. Aspire to more self-confidence for yourselves. Don't aspire to marriage. You cannot waste your life looking for a man to marry you. Face your front, be the best that you can be, and that man will come. That man will come. But it should not be something you aspire to, because you're going to waste time. The time that you could have spent reading books, learning, if possible, traveling. It's also, I think, a sign of self-love. I think women, we need to learn to love ourselves more. Improve yourself, and then that good man will come. Right? If you spend your time aspiring to marriage and plotting, a lot of our socialization teaches us, there's a way you behave so that you can propose. You're just being fake, right? And who wants to be fake? Face your front, honestly. And young women, marriage is wonderful if you find the right person.
Okay, I totally agree with that. I think that it is important for you to, because let me tell you something. If you fake and pretend and whatever and focus on being married, listen, marriage comes with its own set of things. Okay. And you're going to have to find yourself even within that marriage. Okay. You're going to be required to do the work, whether you get married or not. The work of learning to love yourself, learning to be kind to yourself, learning to treat yourself well. Now, I only disagree. I don't like them. I ain't mad at women out here getting that have traditional marriages where. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta hurry up and get off here because I'm coughing a lot. But traditional marriages where men pay their bills and everything, just make sure that sis, that you're starting to take care of yourself to the point where you can be free if you need to be. You know what I'm saying? But I respect that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not I don't like that. I don't like disrespecting women like that. Because sometimes it's people hating, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's okay with the man being the man of the household. But I am saying that while you are living your life, you should be learning to do all those things. You should be more building up yourself to be your life should be so full. Can I tell you, it should be so full that you like hate when they show up. You like, oh damn. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say to women. That's why I say never at any stage of your life. If you gotta go, if you in a bad relationship, I don't want to promote divorce and all that, but I'm just saying what it is, okay? Because people go through different things and people sometimes evolving in different ways, okay? Listen, don't ever be scared to get out there. Don't ever be scared. You're gonna be a little. Let me tell you something. But if you can find a way to love yourself and become the best version of yourself and the best person and enjoy your life is more than relation. How can I say it? Not more than relation. It's more than yes, everybody wants love is a love is a beautiful bonus in life, right? A love relationship, a romantic relationship, but your life should be full of so many things. You know, I saw a man on TikTok the other day, and let me play what he said. Here, I don't know if I have it up. I may. And he said a little bit of the opposite of this lady, but I'm gonna let you guys see. Listen, y'all. Um, how can we say this? Uh, try to put where this guy, what this guy said the other day. Okay. I thought it was really interesting. Mm, okay. I don't think I see it. Okay. But this guy was saying on here, he was saying, let me see if I have it on my Instagram. Sometimes I put it up in my messages, y'all, and I be forgetting I put it hold on here. I'll see you guys. I'm trying to see if I have this in my thing you guys can hear. But if I don't, okay. Well, this man was saying the other day that he was saying that he didn't believe women do not want to be married. He believes that every woman wants to be married, and you are just lying. Because Maya came out the other day and said she never bought into the ideas of marriage and stuff like that. I believe everybody, every woman who is called to be a wife and wants to be a wife wants to be married. But they're all women. I totally disagree with that man. All women are not called to be wives. All men are not called to be husbands. I mean, you hold around. You know, actually, you know, biblically, it says some really hard things about not wanting to be married. I mean, it says that, you know, it's better. Paul would say it's better not to be married, but there are certain rules you have to be, you know, in Christianity to not be married. You literally have to be a monk and a nun, or you know what I'm saying? But Paul even talked about, hey, you have more time to yourself. You can have more time to do the bidding of the business of the Lord or whatever. But yeah, I don't believe that. Every woman does not have to be married. Every man does not have to be married. Okay. Um, and I also believe that marriage is what you um I had let me use the example. I had a friend that's going through getting ready to have a second marriage, and we were talking, and she said, you know, this is my second thing. And I said, well, what do you feel? She said, I'm being a lot less traditional, even though I believe in the tradition of marriage. I'm being a lot less traditional with it because I felt tradition ruined my first marriage. And I said, wow, that's powerful, because I think a lot of people do that. And she said, meaning that we are very free in our space. And if I said to him, if he doesn't like that, then you need to tell me now, so we won't get into this. And I felt that, you know, I think sometimes that people have to, you definitely have to establish that you know, your marriages don't have to look like everybody else's marriages, right? Now I don't think you have a marriage if you're. I don't believe in polyamory and all that stuff, but people who do, okay. But I don't think you have a marriage if it's not, in my personal opinion, if it if it's certain things aren't going on. Now I do understand that people listen. Y'all get mad at me on here because I say talk about I'm non-judgmental towards people coming out of marriages and relationships and certain things. I'm not saying that I don't believe marriage is a commit is it you should be committed until like this the vow says. But a lot of times humans come into marriages with bad ideas and bad things, and you do not have to do that. You just sometimes you can ask God for forgiveness. You've made a huge mistake, and it's okay. That's just my personal opinion, okay? But I don't think you should go into marriage lightly either. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people thought they were going in a way and they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, women, you have men and women, you have the best chances for marriage survival if you like yourself. It's just listen, because you're going to feel it's going to come. the challenge to be I'll tell you guys my personal experience. When I got married, I was in a very different place at years ago, very much different place. um um so many things were going on over the years. There has been a number of changes, and it's been ground moving, I think, somewhat to me and myself. He's like, whoa, and I'm like, whoa. Okay. And that's why I always tell people, but here's the thing, I am still required to, what God told me? God said, what you think, girl? Did you think, God had to let me know, did you think that getting married was going to stop what I was trying to tell you that you were supposed to do? You think you hiding? And I'm like, oh my God. God, like, no, I'm about to make it uncomfortable for you. And I have been through in some uncomfortable. God does not change his mind. You're gonna either learn it as a single woman, have to learn to love yourself, be powerful in yourself, or you're gonna learn it in marriage, and it's going to shake foundations. And you're gonna have to pray through it if you survive it. So I agree with this woman. You need to do that. Be your best version of self while you remain free. It is the best time in your life. It is the best time to understand yourself, because having to do it, come into that when there is another person, and you're already called to evolve anywhere. You're going to evolve all your life. But to come into evolution that you should have probably done as a single person, and to have to do that in a marriage is always going to move the ground post. And it's a possibility there's survival, and there's a possibility there's not. Okay. So that's why I agree with this woman. It's in the love of yourself, the liking of yourself, just knowing who you are and stuff. And I'm having to learn that now. You have to look in the last several years. I've had so many major shifts. I mean, breast cancer was one of them. I mean, damn, everybody gets cancer around you. You do when you get cancer too. But it was a major shift for me. It shifted me so that I could say that I'm probably a different person than I was 2 years ago. Very different. Very even become more. I'm creating more towers in my life because I realize how time is so important. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's just something that definitely agree with that, with this lady saying that. Okay. Let me see what else I wanted to talk to you guys about. Make sure I put it up here. Oh goodness, guys. Okay. Okay. I saw this last week on
the reason why people don't want love is because most women want their bills paid. They don't want love. Oh.
They got 4 or 5 people because they got more than 4 or 5 bills. And I think as long as we're in this transactional era of time, it's never going to be able to get back to love. We got to focus on the core value of what actually matters inside of a relationship. And we've strayed too far. Honestly, don't get mad at me. I know there's a lot of ladies in here.
I'm seeing all the faces behind you.
It's the truth. You know, honestly, we live in a prostitution era.
Wow.
The reason why people don't want love is because most women want their bills paid.
This chick, all the time, no offense to her, whoever she is. What's her name? Miss Sarah. She always gives me the impression that she wants men to like her. So it's like I say things sometimes that are on men's side, but that's just because I believe that. That has nothing to do with men liking me. I grew up in the household with me with a grandfather who was my father figure. I grew up around men who loved me. So yeah, I like men, but I don't have a desperate need for men to be down with them. But I do love men, right? But this chick seems like it's what y'all call a pick me. She's always saying crazy stuff. I can tell she's not married too. Listen, this is a lie. The most important thing, one of the most important things that becomes in a relationship and a marriage is the ability to pay your bills. It's not prostitution. In certain societies, fathers require a dowry to marry their daughters. You know what I'm saying? That's not prostitution. That's saying, hey, let me see if you got what it takes to take care of my daughter. Yes, you should be very unromantic at some point in your romance and start to talk about finance and the type of person you want. This chick probably does not land herself in. She's saying this talking this time. Most women want their bills paid, but she's placed herself in a place where she's not going to be around men who don't pay her bill, who not paying her bills. She's around mostly wealthy men. Okay, so don't buy this shit. Okay, most women do want love, but they also want you to pay a bill. It is so fucking unattractive when you got to come home to a motherfucker just like don't care nothing about your bill. You the woman, you out there doing all the work. No woman, no woman wants that. So yes, that's one of the main things women should be able to see, the ability of a man to be able to provide, even if you got your own. Because the truth about society, if you really want to know, men still make the most money. Men sometimes are not burdened with the thing of taking care of children. Child care gets expensive, and sometimes women, if they don't have a man who can provide or at home, have to sacrifice their careers to take care of children. So yes, for women asking about money and more looking into it, no, it's not romantic. No, it's not. The movies. Okay, you have to be able to talk about financing. And yes, part of getting love is the bills being paid. Women are a lot happier when they're in a great financial situation. Not all the time. I'm not saying all the time. I'm saying that women, I'm not saying sprinkle, Shakira. I got some hardcore thoughts, but some of Shakira's thoughts are not bad. I'm saying that most women, yes, you have to balance love, attraction, and also his ability to provide for you and for you specifically. Because women, let me explain this to you, women. Let me explain something that's so important I want women to get. It is important that you know what that man is, what his passions are, what he's moving towards, because biblically you're supposed to be a help to that, a visionary to that, helping him, and he helps you. But you got to make sure that what you two do complements each other, because if you get in a marriage where you guys don't complement each other, Or you stick, say for instance, I went to see, I told y'all about Ice-T. Ice-T said something that stood out so much to me about Coco. He said that he told Coco when he first met her, he said, girl, you got to be like a rock star, a rapper's wife, because you can't be no lawyer's wife looking like you look. You can't be no CEO's wife. And I laughed about it, but she fits his world. That's what he basically said. She complements his world. And you have to be able to complement that person's world, or else you'll stick out like a sore thumb. And what your vision and dream for your life, if it's not complementary to that person's, eventually you will come to heads. So you have to find a man, understand his vision, his move, how he moves, how he's motivated, how he's this, how's that. All those things are important. I remember I told one of my family members, this little boy was trying to come up and hang with him or something the summer. He just graduated from school. And I was like, why you want to hang with you for the summer? He just got out of school. And she's like, oh, because I said, no, that's not ambition. I said, he's too busy worried about you. Those are little things. Those are little things you got to pay attention to. Yes, it's nice you want to come see me, but you only see me for 2 months. Can we see each other? You start looking for your job. Hey, you know what's attractive to me? I told her, I said, when a man said, girl, you know what? Listen, I'm trying to work towards finding, a job since I just graduated from school. Can we see each other in the summer? Maybe, probably in a couple of months. We could talk on the phone. I miss you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, right. That's so good. Because ambition and somebody in their passion is attractive. A man being settled into his life and understanding who he is beautiful, okay? And it's attractive. And usually men like that understand financially who they are, right? And you just have to understand that, does that person financially fit and equip? Can he equip and financially fit your vision? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like I had a person I know they were very successful for a moment. They had built a nursery. They built a lot of stuff as a couple, very successful. But eventually at a point, the woman said, hey, our visions were colliding. And his vision was very different from mine. And she said he did a lot of the things because I wanted him to, but that was nothing when he wanted to do it. And they ended up not in a marriage anymore. But her vision continued because she found the right person for that vision. But sometimes people just there for a moment in time, okay? But yes, don't listen to this girl. Money is important, okay? Money's important. Sorry, say that. And it's not just that women don't want love. Women want to make sure that basics are being done, okay? So let's see. What's the next one, y'all? Okay, y'all were going off about Cam Newton this week.
I think I asked my girl. We just was around each other.
So are you really dating?
Let somebody tell it, man. Y'all ain't even together because y'all ain't met.
No. Are you really dating though?
What do you mean dating?
I mean, you tell me. Are you guys together? Are you guys exclusive? You didn't ask.
Yeah, but even in that realm of saying, hey, I want you to be my girlfriend, or I want you to be my boyfriend. Like, it was already understood. Should it be?
Was it understood?
I think if you're around, if you live with a person, like you're.
You know what we're doing a lot of?
What?
Assuming.
And you know what to assume. Yeah, I'm familiar.
We're doing a lot of assuming.
I don't think I asked my girl. We just was around each other.
So are you really dating?
Let somebody tell it, man. Y'all ain't even.
Listen, she moved out. So he's telling me, basically, He's saying it was understood, but he basically telling me, Jasmine, you went in there under an assumption, what was understood. You done had 2 babies. And I know you're trying to head towards Kia Proctor. Did Kia not teach you anything? Do you hear this man? This other man is confronting him saying, you never said anything. No, yes, it's not understood. Yeah, baby, you want to move in with me? You know what happened? What men will do? Let me tell you something about me. Men, when they get caught up in shit, they will say, well, just because I asked you to move into me, I didn't say we was together. I mean, we together, but I thought we was still gonna be. They'll say wild stuff. Okay, you need to be like, is this a committed thing? Are we heading towards commitment? Are we heading towards anything? Are we heading towards marriage? You need to be clear. Jasmine, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. I think Kim is still looking. Searching. Sir, I think Kim don't think you it. Some men watch how you treat yourself. They do. Men pay attention. I remember one friend of mine came to me and he was talking to me. He said, yeah, I really like this girl and she's nice and everything. He said, but it's one thing that disturbs me about her. I said, what's that? And he said, she's got a kid. And I said, yeah. And he said, she got me, spending the night, and stuff there and everything. And then she kind of like let me act like the kid's father and stuff. And I said, how long you been knowing this girl? And he said, maybe about 5 or 6 months. I said, it should be disturbing to you. And he said, yeah, I'm watching her and I'm like, man, you already got me acting like this kid's father. You already got me this and that. I'm spending the night at your house. I felt funny about that because, I really don't know, I ain't established myself. It's the child is a daughter. I said, no. I said, you want the truth from me? I said, what you asking me? He said, I'm asking you what you think about it. I said, I think how a woman treats her child is indicative of how she'll treat anything else. Because if you ain't cheating, you treating your child. If you're not protective of your child, you ain't protective of shit. That's just my personal opinion. And he was like, or if she is more protective of other things than her child, her fucking priorities are off. So what? And he said, damn, he said, you said what I was thinking. He said, you said I was feeling, but I couldn't express in words. I said, yeah. And he told me later on, he said, thank you for that. Thank you for talking to me when coming to you. I needed a woman's perspective and everything. He said, thank you for that. He said, because what I realized is when it ended, I didn't really tell her what it was. And she's like, well, my child, this and that, really likes you and everything. And he was like, I think that was too soon for you to be introducing me to your child or, and all this stuff. He expressed that to her. And she was saying, I was only trying to make you comfortable. But it's not about making him comfortable. You have another human being you fucking need to worry about. Like women, it's not about making people comfortable. He was looking at how she was behaving with her own child and treating her own child's safety, her own child's how her own child saw men come. Because trust me, if she did that with him, she done did that with some other people. Okay, some other men this child done thought was their daddy or their uncle. You know what I'm saying? That's no. And men do watch your behavior and how you treat things in your life. And you should watch theirs. I watch people outside, but I be watching. I watch everybody's behavior. I watch my own. You have to be you have to pay attention, because these are people, when you're talking about getting in relationship with people, you want to make sure that people handle you properly, and they can't, and if you see them handling the things that are important to them properly, then you know they can be trusted. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not even taking care of your kid, you know. Okay, but yeah, so this is the same
because
thing
y'all ain't
with,
mad.
this is the same thing with Cam. Cam is probably watching Jazzy. He's probably looked at Jazzy go from, he's not gonna say it though, but he's probably looked for her go from this girl who is against pick-meism to now being a pick-me. And he's probably got a lot of credit. Well, see, she got, you know, she done just had these, you know, you done gave the man 2 babies with no investment. And he probably might be, in my personal opinion, he probably wondering if you with Kia, if you and Kia the same. But it ain't my business. Okay, I wish her the best of luck. Okay. But this is for just telling y'all, for other women out here, that what you can learn from that situation. Okay. Okay, Neo. Toxic. Neo claims the music industry. Let's talk about, see what Neo said about the music industry. Hold on, guys. I think, what did I do? Did I stop it? Hold on. Okay, I agree with Neo to a point. I mean, it is very sad. It is ridiculous. I don't think you got to learn and dance and all that, but it used to be that even if you went into development at some point, and I believe in the development of artists, like Motown development. Shit, these motherfuckers cannot perform nowadays. I was at Chris Brown the other day. I was just looking at, Chris Brown was the only performer there. No offense to Summer Walker and to Bryson Tiller. They just didn't have it. Okay. I mean, Summer, I don't know what the deal is. She's detached when she's out there. Okay. But great songwriter. I I agree with this. I agree that when you're entering into the business of music, that it did used to be kind of, it wasn't so, music has become, I think a lot of record companies are in the business of writing everybody off. Now, it used to be, you know, they sign a lot of artists and write them off and stuff like that. Now it's I mean, this is mass, too many artists. I think also what the music industry is doing is they're the bad thing about the music industry is now is they're looking for the next this person, the next that person. Like, we got to find the next Maxwell, the next D'Angelo, the next Neo. No, you don't. Like, it used to be the business didn't want nobody. They'd be like, you sound too much like Luther. You can't be up in what, you find your own style. Now they try to find many artists sounding like these other artists. It's so fucking frustrating. I hate it. What happened to originality, individuality? And then I think a lot of times that they're putting up people that they know are just not. not that great. I don't know if it's because they feel like they can puppeteer them better. I don't know, but it is. We are seeing a lot of this out here, and I agree with him to a point. Music did used to be basically kind of a little bit more elitist. It is what it is. Okay, so yeah, that was interesting. I have to agree with them on that. All right. Okay. So last part of this show I'm going to talk to you guys about is this. Remember last week I talked to y'all about succubus and all that stuff. Well, this young lady was on TikTok and she's talking about some woman wrote to her uh, about the same thing. So check this out.
I got a message from a woman who's claiming to be a succubus. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like this story, but part of Spooky Scary Storytime in general is just sharing different views and opinions and trying really, really hard not to judge. But I don't agree with what she's doing. So I'm going to just put that out there. I don't think a lot of you are going to like this story either, and you'll find out why. But she says that she uses a certain type of intimate relationship in order to harvest energy. So I don't know if there's something paranormal going on, but I'm going to tell you what she said and you decide. She said she wants to be called Lilith because that's her favorite goddess. And she's sharing this because she thinks some people in the audience here will understand how dangerous women can really be and can empathize with her. And she's okay with the rest of you thinking that she's a monster. But the title of her email was, I am the spooky, scary story. And she says she's a real life succubus who preys on men who are tired, lonely, or a little bit too confident. She said this has been something that her family has been doing for generations, and they find men and they pretend to be harmless and they remember things about them like their favorite drinks or little details about their life. And then they remember and they smile and they pretend to be interested. She said some of her favorite targets are married men with little children at home because they're often depraved, as she put it. And the more depraved a man is, the hungrier he is and the better she feeds. But she said her grandmother taught her how to do it and her mother did it, and they didn't call it being a succubus, they called it drawing down. She says they taught her how to bathe with patchouli and clove oil, which makes men obsessed apparently. Taught her not to look at herself in the mirror, but to anchor herself in the mirror, especially during the act. She said different parts of men give off different energy. So his breath, his hands, his, She craves different parts of men depending on what she needs, if you know what I'm saying. She says this is how she feeds. More than food, more than sun, more than water, this is what she needs. And she says she often goes for married men or people with something to hide at home because the guiltier they feel after continues to feed her. She said the first time she realized there was something to it, she was 19, she's 28 now, and she had relations with a married man, and afterward people were moving out of her way. They were complimenting her, and one woman looked at her and burst into tears immediately. It was like she knew, and she felt a physical shift in energy. She says there was a man recently with 3 small kids and a baby at home, and you could practically smell the desperation on him, and after the fact, she left a lipstick stain on his collar because she wants him to feel guilty, and she wants the wife to find out because the more hurt he is, the better she feeds. And she sent him a text at 3 a.m. when he was already home, and he unraveled all by himself, and she felt wonderful. But she claims it's real, and she said she's sharing this because she wants people to know that women like her exist. They often call her a pick-me, but she swears she's not. She said she's lost a lot of friends for this because she will also go for her friends' men. And she said, tell this story however you want. I'm not chasing clout. I don't want you to tag me, but I just want people to know that we're out there and I'm not the only one. So again, you guys, this is different from the type of story that I normally get, but yeah, there's that. I got a message from a woman who's...
That is very true. I told y'all it's not just married men. I was watching last night at Chris Brown show. It was all kind of girls with witch energy out there. And I said, boy, I bet they just, you know what I'm saying? It was so much. It was so much there. It was the perfect feeding ground. I'll say that. Okay. Listen, I told you guys that there are women witches, men warlocks, everything that feed off of your energy. Even if they're not warlocks, they just like being your negative energy. When you're negative, they up. When they have an argument with you and you like, yeah, you're making me mad. And he's like, he up, he out there. Be careful of that. Or when she says drawing down. That was interesting. Just always recognize your energy around a person. It is a real thing. I'm just trying to tell y'all out there, okay? And Chris Brown should be really alerted to it because child, when I saw that last night, child, honey, Lord, it's a lot. He got a lot going on out there in the audiences, okay? A lot going on, all right? So on that note, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I am going to be out for hopefully a little bit. If I have something to come on, if something else come up, I'll come on and talk about it. But meanwhile, I'm trying to get better, get my allergies together. every day I gotta go to the pharmacist and get me some allergy medicine. Child, I am just the allergies is going nuts. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm out. See y'all. Okay, let me see what we gonna leave y'all a little song out. What y'all little electric song y'all want? I just about y'all little electric song. Okay, go out too. All right, I'm out. See y'all. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. Remember, you can hit me up on Carly's_Galaxy, the Carlotta Chatwood Facebook page for now. C Chatwood Show and Carlotta72 on X and TikTok, Keisha Carlotta. And those are all the things, spaces you can hit me up on. And Threads too. You can find that link on Instagram. I'm out. See y'all. Bye.